old story that I heard yesterday. Yeah, it goes the headlines, man. They all just go to plan. They're framed and fixed and rigged. You know they're all just spam. So buckle down, plug right in, and cross its way under your skin. Just got out from the things they spout, and it won't make you shout. Give me that good news, because I'm tired of the same old shit. That good news, because I'm tired of the same old shit.
Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Grounds with Giles and Jones. The guy spinning the camera is Jones, and I'm Giles. Man, you're making me dizzy. What is going on here? What did the wrestling guys get in over here? Let me tell you something, brother. Getting a little nuts. There's the studio in case you guys have never seen it. So it's a it's a light view for the day. Does that look good? Good morning, everybody. How are you doing? Hope everyone had a wonderful, wonderful week. Halloween went through. If you're a Halloweenie, you hope you had a good time. If you're not, hope you had a good time anyway, right?
Of course, the number one most unique show here on 216 with 216 Creator Studios. Check out that URL right there. Throw that in. Join us because, well, why not? What else are you doing on a Friday morning? We're going to thank Natural Therapy Wellness. We're going to thank our good friends JH Events and Flowers, $5 Friday.
Great deal.
www.jheventsandflowers.com. They're great over there. And tonight is Ken. That is a big gala tonight for Kids in Need.
Kids in Need, yeah, and
I'll
Crystal
be
Lake.
emceeing that. Big shout out to the MCC women pulling off a big victory last night.
Yeah, congrats, Coach.
I'm rolling down a bunch of stuff here, so that is great stuff.
But yeah, chime in, guys. Join us on YouTube. Like, subscribe, and share. We'd love it. Love it. The more we get, the better we can be.
Yeah.
So,
and of course, today the topic is friends are families we choose. But first, let's do this. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Scott Giles. Happy birthday to you.
You're gonna make me cry, bro.
Hey,
Thanks, man.
It's great. We got him a quiche because real men eat quiche.
Yes, that makes me a real man.
Now your wish is good. I didn't have a birthday candle, so we just threw
The genie didn't pop out of the bottle. What the hell?
That's right.
Not my friend no more.
That's right. And good morning, happy birthday, Jen says, and Steve is in, says happy birthday, Scott.
Thanks, guys. Thanks.
Yeah.
I look a year younger, I think.
Well, something.
Well, we're both looking a little gray in the beard.
Hey, I'd say I earned it.
I was gonna say that's well earned color, right?
So yes, friends, our family you choose, true or false?
I say true. And I say true because friends are somebody that we choose every day to keep in our lives or allow into our lives. Family we can as well, but you can never really get rid of family. They're always family. Like a family member can be your friend, just like a person you choose to be your family or your friend.
Yeah.
And it's, for me, it's a, I don't want to say day by day, but it's always a choice if you're going to keep that person in your circle. What about you? True or false?
It's a choice. Don says you're younger than what?
The earth. Some days the earth.
That's a good question.
I just passed the double nickel last year, so it's kind of crazy. I couldn't believe it. We were talking about that the other day, and I'm like, I just don't feel it. When do you start feeling your age? I mean, I don't want to, but when do you start feeling your age?
I don't.
My dad's 83, and he says he still feels 19. So, I got that going for me. So I'm hoping.
Well, help me understand. What does an age feel like? I don't know.
Well, in life, certain milestones that we pass, certain things happen to our bodies, and we evolve and we change. And, I'm not to the point to where, getting pain and tired and I guess I'm crotchety a little bit. But I've been very blessed with my body and just my overall health for many, many years.
Okay.
So I still feel good. I mean, I'm not relying on any medications to keep me alive, which sometimes you do. I'm not relying on anything to help support me.
So all that pot, you're not relying on that?
Marijuana?
Yeah.
I don't rely on
Marijuana.
Marijuana. What? I don't know what you're talking about.
Don says, I'm 61. I feel 12 in my head most days.
Yeah.
But the body does remind me once in a while I am not.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting because your body's not supposed to hurt. Right. Anyway, that's a whole different story.
Well, as we get older, the body does start to creak and groan and moan.
Shayna this week sends this in to us and says, do you believe DNA warrants more or less tolerance than you extend to a friend? So in other words, somebody that you are related to, right, is in your DNA, shares your DNA line, more or less tolerance than you extend to a friend.
Oh, that's a good question. I try to treat everybody the same. From a I mean, yeah, for me, I think I'm going to treat them pretty much the same. I mean, family being blood.
Yeah,
I don't know if
the DNA,
but if they're an asshole, and a jerk, I mean, I generally treat people the way that I don't want to say deserve to be treated, but what's expected or, what I'm feeling. I'm not going to necessarily treat you any differently. Although I guess with a family member, depending on the situation, I might be a little bit more delicate with them in certain circumstances. But for me, I mean, you guys know me, I'm pretty much, open mouth, insert foot, and say what I want to say and how I feel. And I don't really see myself as changing up too much between an actual blood relative and a chosen friend or family member.
So for that, and the question again, do you believe DNA warrants more or less tolerance than you extend to a friend? And my response to that is it depends on what type of household you grew up in. If I grow up in a very abusive household, then the answer is no, I will probably extend more tolerance to a friend because that's where I feel loved. If I grew up in a very loving household and I have abusive friends or regular friends or whatever you want to say, then no, it might be the same tolerance, right? So I think it depends how you're raised and in the atmosphere and that you come from. Because no, I listen, I don't tolerate stupid people very well, whether you're family or not. I don't care.
Right. Yeah. Stupid. I mean, you're going to treat them. You're not going to look and go, you're my brother. I'm going to treat you better because you're dumb.
If a person grew up in a very abusive and they, and somebody's abusive to them, their tolerance level, whether they're family or friend, might be very, very low. So go, right? I mean, that's just it, right?
Right.
Tell me a memory of a relationship that you surrendered and the moment that you knew you couldn't or didn't want to continue. Your longest friendship?
Wow.
A friendship that you surrendered.
That we just basically gave up.
A relationship. I'm sorry. A relationship. Not necessarily a friendship, but a relationship. Could be a brother, could be a sister, could be an uncle, could be an aunt.
Well, I'm going to have to stew on that one a little bit. I can't think of anybody that I mean, like we've said before, we have people come into our lives for a reason or a season. I think in my life, I have a lot of friends that I've never ousted somebody where I would never talk to them again. There are some that I definitely don't share much time with, but I'm still a friend. If they needed something and they called, I would definitely be there to help them. But I'm not actively pursuing keeping the friendship alive or keeping it, current and active.
So you feel you have to actively keep a friendship?
Well, relationships are work, right? You have to put something into them to foster and to keep them rolling. But I mean, once you're a friend, you'll always be a friend to me unless obviously you do something just absolutely horrible. But I can't think of any ones that I just completely just, nope, you're gone, you're done. Yes, I have stopped talking with people for a while because, well, I've had stopped talking with people for a while because of something that happened or they did or said, but I've never gotten rid of them. Like you say, or we say, you don't know what they're going through, walking a mile in their boots, and, give it some time to kind of run its course, if you will.
What up, Val?
But man, that's a good one. I can't think of anybody. I just said basically, no, I'm done. I've had people that were friends and moved away and I haven't talked to in years, but I mean,
well,
that
would be done.
Well, no, we're not actively hanging out, but they're still a friend. I mean, we have,
they are when I'm on traveling and I need a place to stay.
Yeah. Now, hey, haven't seen you in 20 years. Haven't seen you in 20 years. The last time I saw you, we fought like crazy, but can I sleep in your bedroom?
So where I stand is friends of our family we can choose ? What does Jen say? Got to love these friendships where years can go by and once reconnected you pick up as if the time didn't pass. Just naturally catch up and keep on loving, supporting each other. Yep.
Well, a true friendship is that. That is one. A true friendship is one where you can not talk to each other for a long time, and you see each other, and you can pick right back up where it was at, and I mean, that's what a friend is about. You gravitate to people. We've talked about this a little bit. Kind of like some people you get around, and it's just like they have an infectious energy, and you're just drawn to them, right? But just because you're drawn to that person with that energy, because we kind of chatted a little bit, doesn't mean that they're going to be in your life forever, maybe actively in your life. But once I've attracted to somebody or have become friends with them, unless they do something absolutely horrific, they will always be a friend to me. They might not be somebody that I'm actively engaging with at the time, but I think most people that know me know that no matter what we've been through, if you really need somebody or something, and I can help you in that specific area, I'm going to do my damnedest to do it, just because that's how I was raised, in a loving, caring family. And, you never write anybody off, because you can't use that hard of a term. But for me, it's really hard to get rid of somebody. If I've invested time and energy, it was for a reason. I saw something in that individual that I wanted to make them part of my life and part of my space. So
that's false. True for me as well. Shayna says, I had someone accuse me of not being able to look past someone's shortcomings. I laughed internally as his inability to detect I had been doing it solid for 20 years with him. So listen, friends or family we choose is a great bumper sticker. Throw it on the back of a truck or whatever you want to do. It is stupid. Friends are not family we choose. We don't choose our friends. Friendships happen. Love happens. Things happen, right?
Yep.
It's not about I'm not going someplace and go, you know what? I see that guy across the room. I'm going to make him my friend. I choose to make him my friend.
No, see, that's where right? I think we're off a little bit, because the choosing for me, when I say that, is every time that I decide to interact with somebody that is a friend, I'm choosing to do so.
You're choosing to interact.
I choose to interact with people that I want to be around, right? And I choose to let them in on my life or what I'm doing, or, whatever conversation we're going to have. Now, walking into a room and going, I choose you. Yeah, you're right on that one, because you can look across the room, I think, and go, well, that guy seems like an interesting person. I might want to get to know him.
So you choose to do the same thing with family. All of your relationships, interactions are, hey, I know that you're my younger brother or older brother or sister, but you know what? I'm choosing not to interact with you at all. Or they should feel blessed when you stop by their house because, hey, now I'm choosing to give you my time. Feel good about me.
It's still a choice for me to go over there and to share with them. Doesn't matter if they're family or a family that a friend that I've chosen. I can't get rid of I can't stop my blood from being my blood and being my family.
Right.
They might not be my friend.
Right.
Not everybody in my family, and not everybody in my family is my friend, but not everybody in people's families are friends.
What's
right?
up, Drew?
They can, morning, Drew. They can just be family. I mean, some family hate each other.
Some do.
Right. But I choose to interact with my brothers, let's say, right? Because that's what I want to do at the time. There's plenty of times that I've chosen not to interact with them at that time. So it's a case by case or
So
situation by
They
situation.
should feel
Whether I'm
very honored when you give them your time.
no,
Because you've chosen
no,
that to give that energy to them.
it's not that they should. No, it's not that way. I'm choosing to interact with them, right, at that point in time because it works and it's needed and it's just how we both feel. There's some days that I choose, no, I don't want to interact with my wife. There's some days I choose, I don't want to interact with my wife. That's my choice. There's circumstances beyond
Right.
that.
So that's what I'm saying. So anytime that you choose to interact with anybody, they should feel honored that you have chosen to give them your time.
I don't look at it. They should feel honored to give them my time. It's just that time in this situation.
Well, then they should feel lucky.
No, I don't think
because
they
it
should
was
feel,
your choice
Why?
to
There's
do
not,
that.
Well, it is my choice to engage in this conversation. Let's say I might not have time for it. So I'm going to choose right now not to do that. Right. Doesn't mean that they should be, oh, wow, thank you for your time. That's not it at all. Life is about choices. Every day we make a ton of choices. Today, my choices, I really just don't want to deal with this individual for whatever reason. Doesn't mean I don't love them. Doesn't mean that I don't need them. It's just right now, this is not fitting into what I'm working with or wanting to do. So it's always about that. I can't choose my mom or my dad or my brothers, right? But I can choose to interact with them if a situation arises, or just I can choose to interact with them or not. I mean, I can decide to call my brother today and be like, hey, what's up, buddy? Or not. And that's a choice but they shouldn't ever feel, what was the word you used?
Honored.
Yeah. Why would somebody feel honored to talk to me, dude? I'm just a human.
Because
I'm just a person.
Because you chose to give them that. Right?
I see what you're saying, but the way the word comes across.
Jen says your friends become family. Mike was my friend, got married, and now he's family because of a piece of paper. LOL, interesting topic.
Well,
today.
So you said Mike, right? Your friends. Mike was your friend.
We're not
right?
talking. Listen, I choose not to have benefits with my family. You can choose a friend to have benefits with, obviously Mike, and then you gave him a piece of paper.
Right.
Right.
But that's.
So here's my stance. Here's my stance, and here's where I sit on this. Is I don't we can't choose DNA line, right? We chose to be the fastest swimmer. And that was a good choice by a little spermatozoid, right?
As I'm eating this quiche.
Now, I don't think you can choose your friend. I look at the very close relationships that I have, and I call them relationships. I never like, hey, Mike's my friend. Hey, Scott's my friend. Hey, can you be my best friend? Right? I don't do that. I think that God puts people on your path for a reason, for you or them to learn something, and I enjoy the time that's spent. I have several relationships where the people probably consider me a very close friend, and to answer that question earlier, the energy exchanged is no longer there. Right. we're given energy. We track people, and you and I are very, very close, but I don't consider you, I don't go around going, well, Scott's my friend. I chose Scott to be my friend, right? It's for whatever reason, Uncle Pete couldn't put up with your deep thought on a Friday morning and said, can you sit over there?
Rest
I'll
in
produce,
peace, Pete.
right? So a lot of it to me is I don't think you obviously can't choose your DNA because you were the fastest swimmer, and I can't unless we're buying kids or adopting, as some would say, you can't really choose your family, right?
You absolutely cannot,
unless you're buying kids.
But you can choose who you decide to call your family.
But I think to me, I don't think that you choose anything, right? If somebody needs my energy and says, hey, can you let's go on a bike ride to save the boobies, awesome. That's energy I want to exchange, right? And that's
but you chose to go with me that day. We invited you. You chose to go with me that day. You didn't have to go. You weren't bound to go, but you chose to go with me. You chose that invitation to be my friend and to enjoy it. Right, and to enjoy that event. Right? You could have said no.
Yeah, I mean, and so you chose to give me the wrong direction, so we sat for a half hour. But that's a whole different story.
That's a different day. Don't listen to friends. I still feel bad for that one.
Shana says, I am an
authenticity snob.
Yeah.
3 types of energy: takers, the floaters, and the collaborators.
Exactly. I agree.
At this stage, you are not collaborating and reciprocal to my energy. I walk. Why do people stay?
I'm with you 100. I'm with you 100% on that.
What's a floater? Is that someone that just kind of comes in and out and in and out, right?
Yeah.
And what collaborator being that you can work together with them?
So Jen will know, and I mean, the energy takers I call human parasites. They need a host body to live on. Jen and Mike and I know a guy that we joke. I mean, and he was an energy vampire, sucked it all the time, right? And then you got the floaters. Yeah, it's just hey, people
when it's convenient.
No, I don't think so. It's just, hey, you know what? I just floated in and I needed some of your energy today, so I was in the neighborhood, thought I would stop by. Oh boy, thanks. Right.
So I'm never gonna just stop by your house then, because there's plenty of times I want to stop by and grab your energy.
Your family's a collaborator with my family at this point, right? But again, like I was telling Drew yesterday, is I've got a good friend, quote unquote, right? Mike Pre-Roast. Mike and I coached together. Our kids grew up together in Woodstock. They moved down to Florida, and if he's up here, he'll get, hey, I'm going to be in the area. I'm never in Florida. So, you know what I mean? Where we bump into each other 3, 4, 5 times a week, and there was good collaboration at that point. Well, now there's not, because he lives down in Florida. Right.
But he's still a friend. And you choose.
I didn't say he wasn't.
Right.
I didn't say he wasn't.
Right.
But it's energy. You got takers, floaters, and collaborators. At this point, he's not a taker and not necessarily a collaborator. So he'd be considered into that floater area.
Because he's not around all the time. So you're only seeing it at interval, small intervals. But what you do with
again, you could move to Colorado, go live in the mountains and ski, and I'd be like, I would see you on Facebook and be like, happy birthday, man. Right. I mean, that right.
Right.
The energy is still shared. It's just shared in a different level at that point. So but it's not like it's not like we chose to be each other's friend, right? The energy that we share, the energy that we push in and out of each other is mutual and accepting.
Right. Well, I mean,
it's not a choice.
So I'll disagree with that one. So I told you the first time remember the first time I met you and Coach?
Yeah. You said, boy, I'm going to make him my friend.
No. Actually, the first time I met you guys was at a mixer, and I'm talking to somebody else, and I hear two bald guys and a microphone. And
Wednesday mornings at 8 here.
And I
on
look back
216.
around me, I'm like, who are those dudes? Like, what's going on with them? Right. But after watching you and listening to you and then actually meeting you, right, I'm like, okay, this guy's pretty cool. I chose to put myself out there and go, there's something that I feel with this guy.
I don't think you did.
Well, yeah, because I chose to go up to you. I didn't. Believe it or not,
Well, I know you very well.
Right, but I'm saying I chose to go. I want to meet this guy. There's something about you that I'm intriguing.
And I'm saying you don't have that much power. I'm saying that the universe, that the energy.
So you're saying the universe put us together in that room for me to look at you guys and go, "What the hell is that?"
God did. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not saying that there's not an outside influence that may introduce these people to us, but it's my choice if I wanted to foster the relationship. It's also your choice if you want to reciprocate back to me and make a go of it, so to speak, or if there's anything that is here.
So Don's on your side. Friendships are organic. I think once we determine we think we like a person and think we could get along, then we might choose to put effort into becoming friends.
Exactly. And that's kind of what it was for me.
And that's
not what it was.
And I'm saying no. Did you say boobies or boobies?
Boobies.
Yes, it was Save the Boobies.
Yeah, it was Save the Boobies, a breast cancer awareness ride, which we made a boatload of money.
And Drew will lean and say building friendships. I mean, he's going to play the attorney here and say it's organic. Thanks for being deep on that one, Andrew. Great.
Yeah.
Real good. Real good. Maybe you should have your own show. I've always liked the idea that
Drippings with Drew.
Well, I've seen that movie. I've always liked the idea that before we're born, we select who our parents are, who our kids are, spiritual contracts. Yeah, Lisa talked about that a couple weeks ago on her show, Living Outside the Box. Floaters are vanilla. Yes, and that is not a racial slur, so don't take us off of any of the social media. Also, true friendships are earned on both sides. Otherwise, you're a friendly acquaintance. Says the Italian. You'll earn my respect.
Yeah. Hey. So let me just real quickly. So when she's saying floaters are vanilla, what explain that to me? Meaning like, vanilla, just
milk
like
toast, man. It's just like
whatever. Take them or leave them.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying? Take them or leave them.
They don't irritate you. They don't make you.
They don't excite you. They're just there, and it's like you'll tolerate it, kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay. So I agree, Don. But how do we explain the appreciation of those who hold different beliefs?
What do you mean? What do you need to explain the appreciation? You either like someone or you don't, and you like them. You like everybody for different reasons. You see something inside people that just attracts you, right?
That's what Jen says is perhaps they're, on our life contract, we were up, before we were brought back here onto this marble, and it was written in our contract. Say, hey, you know what? About this time of our life, let's meet up, right? And there we are.
You think things are predetermined?
Right? There's a lot to the Akashic records and life contracts. Yes. Absolutely. Don says, good friend advice. Don't let anyone rent space in your head unless they are a good tenant. Well, tell America that, because an orange man sure takes up a lot. Anyway.
Well, it's not even just that. That's that, Don. That is an awesome statement, because a lot of people, myself included at times, have allowed people to rent space free in your head for whatever reason, whatever time, whatever season you're going through. And that's a tough one. Right. So, that's the saying that I showed you earlier this morning about knowing who you are and what you are. Right. And not being authentic, but being authentic. When you allow someone to rent space in your head, you're giving up, a big part of you, right? And it could be messing with you. And why are you letting them rent space in your head? I mean, obviously there's going to be a lot of different reasons, but that's an important one that people really need to pay attention to, that you're not allowing that to happen, because it can creep in really easily. Social media doesn't help either with, the the FOMO and, you know, seeing everyone's highlight reel and stuff like that. And things will start to creep into your head going, you know, some people, why me? Why not? You know, what do they do? You know, it starts questioning
You should see a therapist.
Yeah. Well,
A professional.
yeah. Go see Kent's daughter. Yeah. Well, not even necessarily a therapist. That's what one of the big things for me that friends are for. I mean, I love engaging in general bullshit conversation. I like deeper conversation of what's going on. I actually enjoy Scott Talk. Yes, they call me.
Oh my gosh, here is Don from Grapevine coming in.
Oh.
Well, it's our friend Don. We choose to put him on the air.
Yeah, we choose to allow you into the ground, which we love.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it, friends. I really do. Yeah. I just want. I was waiting for. I don't know. My daughter has been staying with us, so I sacrificed my office for my daughter because she's also my daughter and my friend. So I sit in our little kitchenette. So I was just waiting for the kitchen to clear before I joined you. You didn't need all the background noise. So
you're beautiful. Thank you.
But I did want to say
congratulations to the Texans.
Amen. But yeah,
the Rangers, whatever it is.
Did you see my breakfast?
Whoever, there you go, Texas Rangers.
It was hard not to get into it. That's for sure. Yeah, but I wanted to say, I think I put it in the notes. But Shana, she asked that question about, you know, different beliefs, and I always believe that friendships are kind of based on many different things. And I always tell people, man, if you didn't have friends with people who had some different beliefs than you, you'd have no friends.
It'd be boring as shit.
And it would be boring too. Yeah. But you would have, I mean, again, it's like we sometimes I think, not Shana, she wouldn't say this, but there's so many people out there that disagree with them on one thing and they're gone. They're out, man. It's like, that's just crazy.
The cancel culture, baby.
Well, it's friend cancel too, but it's actually quite lunacy. It's lunacy because, like I said, you would literally have zero friends. I mean, how many people do you know that you agree with every single thing that they say? It's just, like I said, one, it doesn't happen, and two, it wouldn't be much fun if it did.
Well, exactly. I mean, how boring and
they'd be very smart.
To use that word,
they'd be very
would be
smart,
vanilla. It would, but right, it would be boring. It would be, you know, the term, you know, Shana used, it'd be vanilla. I mean,
yeah, I agree.
It just it would make no sense to me.
No, it's just. But I mean, obviously there are some things that, and we were talking about family and versus friends, and I definitely would say when things get rough with a family member, that you know, kind of go beyond just your, you know, surface level disagreements and stuff. Without question, I would say I work harder at that when that's happened. There's more grace in that. There's more patience in that with a family member versus a friend. You know, there's certainly had family members do things that they're still in my family, and I work to rebuild the relationship that if it was a friend, probably wouldn't put as much effort into it.
Well, I mean, it depends. For me, it would kind of, I don't ever look at what I get out of friendships, but it's kind of what what are you getting out of it? I mean, why do you put more effort into a family member than a friend that you choose to be your family member? Mm-hmm. I mean, for me, I try to treat everybody the same, you know, to give them the same love and, you know, and let them into my life. I mean,
so you treat your daughter exactly the same as you treat your son?
No, I don't. No, I don't treat them the exact same.
Well, that's what you just said. I
always say treat people fairly. You don't have to treat them the same.
I asked him. I was asking him, why would you necessarily give more to a family member than if you're interested and you choose to have that relationship going, you're going to put whatever energy into it that you need to sustain that relationship. I don't think you do. I think it's organic because somebody's got your same blood type. Is it something you feel? What's the word I'm trying to think of, that you actually have to do it? Like, just because
Scott, I would definitely say yes. Family. I mean, yeah, like you said, you can't change that they're blood. I think there is a difference between family and friends, in my opinion. I just think that there's
but friends are family you can choose.
Yeah, and I kind of agree with that statement. I don't disagree with that statement. You can have friends that feel like family, whatever that means, but technically they're not family. But
some friends could be even better than your family members.
Absolutely,
right?
In terms of the relationship. In terms of the relationships, absolutely can be. I mean, I've got some friend relationships that are better than some of my kid relationships right in the moment.
And that's part of life. Things change.
It's part of life. But again, blood is thicker than water is a cliche for a reason, I guess. But I would certainly just for me personally, yes, I think that there are some things that family members have done that probably friendships wouldn't have survived it, but families can, will survive it.
Or do survive it because they might feel obligated, right, to continue to foster that because they are blood, right? But at some point, if it's not a healthy thing, you can't. For me, some people go, "Oh, they're blood. I have to keep it good. I have to keep them with me." But no, I mean, if they're bad for you, they're bad for you. I don't care if they're blood or if they're a chosen friend. Bad's bad. Doesn't matter.
Well, sure, but that's where boundaries come in.
Right.
It just means that I'm not going to toss a family member aside, even if they did something kind of awful. It simply put, I will love my kids no matter what they do. Does that mean I'm going to excuse whatever they do or tell them it's okay? Absolutely not. Does that mean I would never put any boundaries if they did some things? Absolutely not. But I will love my kids no matter what. There are probably friends that fall into that category, but a friend can break a trust and maybe break a friendship a little bit easier than you could break a familial relationship. Is how I would come down on it. I mean, let's face it. For those of us who have kids, it is different. When you think back to when you had your first child, something's different about that. And I think that's a good difference, not a bad difference. But yeah, I do love the idea of about friends. Yeah, I do believe they're organic, but at some point you do choose how much effort you put into it.
You have to put the effort into it, and you have to choose whether it's worth it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't choose something whether it's worth it or not if you're blood or if you're not. It's based on relationship by relationship basis. Mm-hmm. I'm going to choose every time whether I want to interact with you or not, right? And what you've done to me or mean to me. Blood, yes, you are my blood relative, but I am going to give you what you need. I'm going to treat you the way you've treated me, right? I'm going to choose to interact with you for, I don't know, am I looking for something out of this relationship? Is there something you bring to the relationship to me? Is it worth the time? I mean, some people have family that it's just not worth the time. They choose.
Sure. Absolutely.
I mean, just like people that get divorced, they choose that relationship just doesn't work anymore. They might still be a friend, but I can't keep you as a spouse because of what?
Yeah, Shannon just had a comment up there. Deke, you just had up there. I agree with that. The love is unconditional, but you can love from a distance for a while, and maybe it's a long while.
Right.
And I agree with that. It's again, sometimes if someone says I love someone unconditionally, in our world today, sometimes that means I love my kid unconditionally, so they can whatever they do is fine by me. They're just being them, or they're being their true self. All that garbage. That's just stupidity and bad parenting. If I can, one of the ways you demonstrate love to your children is to do whatever you can to help correct anything that's going south.
Well, let me ask you this: do we choose who we love, or is that also organic?
Yeah, that's a good question. Do we choose? Well, I guess
I choose to love you.
Yeah,
but I can't say that I
may not like you. I may not like you.
Right.
I love you, but I may not like you every day. Yeah.
So, and here's another question. So is love a feeling or an action?
I think it's more action than feeling, but the actions lead to feelings mostly. And, Deke and I are Christian, man, we're commanded to love everybody. So that's a hard commandment to live up to, isn't it, Deke?
Well, but I mean, for me, I think love is both. Love is both an action and a feeling, right? You show love through action, right? The feeling, right, is something that you just get from what you do.
Might be a chicken or egg.
I mean, I do things for my friends and my family because I love them, right?
Yeah.
Or I'm just there for them, giving that physical or emotional support.
Define the love you choose to give. Give me a great explanation of what, or definition of what love is between you and your son, between you and your wife. Because you both told me, well, we choose to love who we choose to love. So give me that.
No, I don't think
give me that definition.
I'm going to have to think about that one a little bit because it is well, in all my relationships, at least with my family and my wife and my son,
You
they get
can't.
well.
You cannot define love, because what love is
Right.
to,
I was gonna
you
yeah.
is not what love is to Don. Maybe
Right,
it's
right.
not what
Could be
love is.
different.
That's what I was pondering
Right.
on here. It's because
It
it
is,
is a little bit
again,
different.
It is, again, I'll go back to organic. Right now, when I saw Alice, I go, man, I would love to see her naked and get in bed with her. Right. I didn't go.
And that's what starts. And
I didn't go.
just
You know
about
what?
every
I'm
marriage.
going to choose to like her.
that was,
And
but that was a
I
physical
looked
attraction.
at her and I was like,
But
and my eyes come out like the cartoons. Ooh,
yeah. So hold on. But here's the difference.
And
That
she
wasn't
threw up in her
love.
mouth a little bit. And she
Right?
threw up in
That
her mouth
wasn't
a little
love.
bit.
That was lust. That was not love.
That-
Love is not.
and
lust.
I didn't
You
go.
get her naked into bed.
And
That's
I didn't
not
go.
love.
And I didn't go. I choose to make her my friend. Nope. I wanted to see her naked. That's it.
You
Listen,
right. You wanted to, but
That's it.
after you saw
Oh,
her
man.
naked, you chose to continue to make her your friend and hopefully your wife.
I
That's
did
a
not-
that's a
Let
that's
me-
a
let me-
beautiful
let me go down
foundation.
and
That was such a beautiful
understand something.
foundation.
I did not ever see her naked before I fell in love with her, right? But I didn't go to this girl
Okay,
and
so-
go, I didn't go, woohoo, I love you.
Okay, so hold on. Then you just said it. So then, how did you?
Listen.
So
it's
you
not
saw
my-
her and you fell in love with
it
her
is
right
not-
away.
No, I wanted to see her naked.
You're killing
I
me,
didn't fall in
Smalls.
love with her right away, right?
You chose to pursue her, which turned into love.
Our energy connected. I didn't choose anything. She walked into my life. I wasn't like, I'm in the shopping cart. Oh, here's a good looking girl. Let's put her in the cart. I didn't choose shit. She walked into my life. That
I
happened.
think- I
That's
think Dick-
organic.
Yeah, I
That
think
is
Deke wants
organic.
to talk about the
You choose
difference.
every day to tolerate.
No,
No,
No.
you don't.
no,
You could have chosen not to pursue her though, too. So
Yeah.
yeah, there's
Yeah.
no,
Yeah,
no,
you could have.
no. I could not have.
Oh, I disagree with you there, Deke.
I could not have.
It might have been
Right?
at the point where you might have chosen, like, yeah, man, I'm really attracted to her right now, but man, that's the last thing I need in my life right now. And even though she might be the one, I'm going to step aside right now, and I might regret it for the rest of my life. And blah
See,
blah
and
blah.
you and the both of you think that you have a choice in the matter, and you don't. God
You
put
did at that
God
point.
put that person in your life for a reason,
But you
for a
chose.
season. It's not your choice.
But for something inside your body said, "I need that woman. I'm choosing
Yeah,
to
God-
put my energy in."
no, I didn't choose anything. God said, "Here, boom, this is for you."
So God is
Right?
we
God
don't know.
is
We don't
you
always.
do.
We don't always accept the gifts God gives us, Deke.
That-
The
there you go,
the
yeah.
universe, whatever. I had no choice. She had no choice.
So God told you to
Right?
marry. God said you marry her. You didn't.
Yeah, I
choose
knew
to
her
ask
for
to-
3 months when I asked her to marry me.
Right. So, but you chose to do that. What you're saying, but you're saying how it's coming off is that God
Yes, correct.
said yes.
Yes, correct.
You didn't choose it. You
The
didn't.
universe.
You didn't
The
look at
universe,
the
the
good, the bad,
Akashic
and the ugly.
records.
How about you
Why-
cooperate?
why-
How about you
she had walked
cooperated,
into
Deke?
Walmart where I was working at that time.
Because
right?
she needed diapers. I don't know.
Deke, how about you cooperated?
You
You
cooperated.
cooperated.
He collaborated. He
Right,
stopped and
Shayna.
listened.
Right, Shayna. Maybe the choice was made before you came here. Right?
Now,
Who
we're
made the
getting into
choice?
predestination type discussion, which is not for this show. That's for sure.
Right? By not choosing, we are still choosing.
I
Absolutely.
agree with. Choosing not to is a choice.
It's still a choice. There's a song about that one.
See, the difference is, and the problem that I have with this is, we could go to bed tonight and wake up not friends. I can go to bed tonight, but I cannot wake up a not brother to my brother.
Agree with that.
Do you understand what I'm saying? You
Mhm.
can't choose a family. You can't choose a friend, right?
You can't choose your DNA. You
Right.
can choose who you want to be in your
Right,
life and
and-
call your family.
And you are saying that family and friends are the same. 'Cause
I'm
you
not
could-
saying that.
Friends are family we choose.
I didn't
I'm
say
not
they're the
saying that.
same. I'm not
No,
saying
they
they're the
are,
same
because
they're
friends-
not. But I'm saying friends are somebody that I choose to be in my life, regardless. Even if I was organically drawn to that individual, there might be something about them that's suspicious that I choose. I don't want to get involved, or I find something else about them that is. I don't have anything, but let's just say it's horrific. I'm choosing not to be friends with them, even though when
So
I get
you-
around them, I'm giddy and what have you. It's
So
it's
you
a
So for the season that they were in your life, you learned a lesson for that season, and they were not meant to be there for a lifetime.
Right.
You
I
didn't
didn't- I
choose
didn't-
shit.
I
It was
didn't
part
say
of the
that- I didn't-
season.
Yeah, but I'm not saying, right, that all friends will be for life, because they're not. They are in for a reason or a season, but you're choosing.
And all family will not be for life.
No.
'Cause you're
There's plenty of
choosing.
There's plenty of families that are busted and don't get with each other because they chose.
Incorrect. You can't wake up a not brother.
But you're always family.
you're not-
but
okay,
doesn't-
you're
but you don't
always
have to hang
right.
out.
Okay, you're always going to be family. Doesn't mean you're going to give them part of your life and part of your energy.
And you
choose.
And that's what I'm saying.
Right.
You can wake up not a friend with somebody. You can't wake up not a brother,
That's
not a
agree.
sister,
100%.
not a son.
No argument there
Do
whatsoever.
you understand what I'm saying? So
Right.
that is a bunch of crap. It's the friends are not family. You can choose. Friends are people you can choose to love. Friends are people that the love happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's organic. But friends are not family. Family is family. Period. You
Blood.
can't wake up
All
and
right.
not brother.
Blood is blood
Right?
is blood.
Now, if something were to happen with you and Deidre, you were to get divorced. So I'm not wishing that, and I know you won't.
Allegedly.
I'm just saying.
Allegedly.
Because you are not DNA, right? You can wake up not husband and wife,
Correct.
but you can't wake up not dad to your kid.
No.
Do you
That's
understand?
blood. That I will not disagree
understand?
with you one
Unless-
bit on that.
Unless people, you're buying kids. When I say buying kids, adopting, right? Because they're not
Blood.
intertwined.
Well, Shayna says, I choose my family based on how I feel and make them feel. Friends are family if the connection goes deep enough. Less tolerance for family because if they know me and still swing by.
Swing.
Oh, and still. What?
Right.
So if I'm reading that right,
Yeah.
Shannon, you can type in more. It sounds like you have less patience with family than friends. I don't want to put words in your mouth, so you can certainly type back in the words. But
That's what I
it
was
sounds
trying to figure that one out.
Right.
Yeah. And,
Less tolerance for family because if they know me and still swing.
I think
So
what
they
she's
swing
saying
by.
is they're
So
being
I don't think she meant to
intentionally.
have that period
The
there.
issue I have with this whole show,
What's acceptance?
the issue I have with this whole topic is you're taking personal relationships. You're trying to say that friends are family we choose because you're trying to say personal relationships, right? And hey, agreed. We're all God's children. We're all brothers and sisters. We're all family, right?
Ultimately, yeah.
We can wrap it up that way, right?
Yeah.
But the bottom line is, family is not about relationships at all. Period. It's not.
What's it about?
DNA.
Yeah.
So
You can't wake up not a son.
right. But so okay, but you're
Your
saying
parents might die, and you can't wake up not a son still.
right.
They're still family,
Right.
whether they're here or not.
You're right. Yeah, I can't.
You and I can wake up not
I
friends.
can't choose who my family is. Or I can't choose who my blood. So that's if we change the title of it. You cannot choose and change whose blood. You can choose and change your family that you invite and want into your life.
And I still don't
What
think
if
so.
what if you freaking hate your brother? You choose he's blood, but you choose not to let him in your life. You love Don.
You can't choose
choose
that.
to
He's
let
in
him
your life. He's your brother.
No, he's not in your life. If you're not interacting with him and you're not doing anything with him,
Again,
he's just there.
you're looking at relationships.
Mhm.
You're talking relationships. I'm not talking relation. We're talking family or friends. Friends
He's
are
a family that you have a bad relationship with.
Friends
but
are
he's still family.
relationship.
Yeah. He's
Family
a family
is
member.
not. Your
I
brother
agree.
is still in your life.
Yes.
He is intertwined into your DNA. He is intertwined into your childhood, your upbringing, whatever.
Yep.
He will. You may not have a fun relationship with. Let's go watch the Cubs together.
Right.
Okay, Folly.
But you're both
Yep.
going to be
But-
at the parents' funeral probably. And
But
a
you
lot of
can't
friends won't
choose to
there.
be your not brother.
right.
Right.
I know that you cannot ever get rid of blood. You can get
Right.
rid of a friend. So maybe the statement that we put on as for the topic.
No.
could be tweaked
That's
a little
why
bit.
we got
Right, and that's why I know you got so bent, so crazy on it last week. I get what you're saying, and I get where you're going with it. But you understand what I'm saying as far as friends are people that we choose to have in our life and want to call family because we want them in our life. I can't get rid of blood.
But why do you want to call them family? Because you hate your brother. Why would you want
It
that?
has nothing to do with I love my brother or hate my brother. It just has to do with I want this person in my life. I'm choosing to let him be in my life and to be part of me and to share my life.
And
with
again,
them.
I'm saying you're not choosing. You think you have a lot of power, so you choose who you're going to make a friend or spend your time with. Listen, I know you really well, right?
Yeah.
We are brothers, right? And
Right.
I will say that, right?
Right.
And your energy is drawn to a particular person. When you wake up and you're like, man, somebody's on your mind or whatever, your energy is, you didn't choose, right? Your energy is drawn. So you're going to share that energy with somebody that day, whoever it may be, right? I get a text from you. Hey, buddy, how's your energy? Just thinking of you, right? You didn't choose to think of me for that moment, right? So and we do that back and forth all week, right? Because why? I love Scott. I want Scott to win. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I call you and bounce ideas off you, right? And
Right.
we're there. But it's like who I didn't choose. I could choose to call anybody, but the energy said this is a Scott.
Right. The energy in my head
This
said
is a Scott.
right. Well, the energy in my head with the example you use is, you know what? Yeah, I want to call Kent.
Right.
And but I chose based on what my brain was kind of doing to say, you know what?
Absolutely.
Share with you.
But that energy, there was some Kent energy. That's what I'm saying. Is
Right.
There was some.
Well, there's
yeah,
always
you-
energy
you
behind
choose
every
to
move
open
or
the
thought.
phone.
Right.
You choose to open the flip phone.
The flip phone. But
Right.
yeah, we but
Hey,
I
Sal,
made
good
that
morning, brother.
I made that choice to
Right.
interact with you after the energy
What I'm
had
saying
prompted me.
What I'm saying is there's a greater thing. It's God's love. It's the direction that and I'm not talking about necessarily predestination. We could be talking about the Akashic records, which I believe in too, but I'm just saying that I don't choose, right? I've got a good friend, right? And I've got a good friend. Known him since he was young. Within the first 2 days that I met this guy, his grandpa was in the hospital dying, and he was a young man, and he says, "Hey, I'm having trouble with this." Right? I barely knew him within the first 3 days, so I went with him to the hospital. Right? I don't even really know this guy. Right? And then he becomes the human parasite. Right? Because he didn't have a dad. Right? His dad passed when he was young. And I was a little bit older, and then all of a sudden he sees, a father figure or whatever, and somebody who gave him time, right? And then for I don't know, 15 years to 20 years, he's that human parasite, and then all of a sudden, now he's a floater. Right.
I think that's really mean to talk about me that way right in front of all these people.
So and listen, it's I didn't choose to make him a floater, right? Whatever the energy and the season that he was put into my life, it was done.
Right.
You know what I mean? I didn't choose that season. That was it. So then I look back and I say, what was I supposed to learn from this person for that season?
But you chose to go with him and to be by his side for a reason. What that reason was, we don't know. It was the energy, or at that point, this is what you were supposed to learn, compassion,
because as Don says, I'm a Christian man, right? Hey, I'll go
trying to do the right thing, try to be a good brother, right?
Right.
Thanks, Drew.
So hey,
yeah, Deke, I think you raised some good points. I get a little stuck on that. We just have no choice in the matter, because you could have had this guy be a parasite and chosen to still be his friend. I mean, it doesn't make sense that you would do that, but it happens in the world every day where people can maintain unhealthy relationships. At some point, you made the decision. Now this one ain't good. This one's not good for me.
No, I didn't.
Did he stop reaching out?
Did.
Did he stop being a parasite, or did you start rejecting his parasitic moves?
No, I didn't stop. No, listen, the season that he was in my life was done.
Right. Okay.
Right. And now
but did he just stop bugging you, or did you have to stop him from bugging you?
No, I didn't have to stop him from nothing. It's just that the season, the walk was done.
Gotcha. So
It
he
just
stopped
withered-
being a human
withered
parasite
away.
on his own.
Right.
He stopped being
just
the
withered- but he's-
parasite on his own.
But so if
Or
he
whatever-
called, if he,
or-
right, but if he called you up today and said,
or-
"Hey, Kent, I need you,"
Or
what's your response?
or the season that I was with him was done.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Sure.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So God had me in his life for a reason and a
Yeah.
season.
Might have been a
And then that was-
one moment reason.
Right. Listen, did I allow him to be a parasite?
Probably not realizing it. Maybe.
Listen, yeah.
For a
Yeah.
brief period, maybe, yeah, until you
Right.
finally said, "Nope, I don't need this in my life."
No, I never. I mean, that would have been on day 8, right? But I mean, but again, the walk was done. So
Right.
the season that I was in his life, or the
Was
season
over.
that he was in mine, was over.
Right.
Right? We had
Run the
walked
course.
the race. The course was done,
You had gotten out of that relationship what was supposed to be there, basically, maybe.
or he did.
Right. That's
I don't know.
Way, right.
I'm not going to be so.
We don't
like
know.
God,
We don't know
God
the
puts me-
purposes.
God puts me into people's life for a season because I'm Kent, and they need that.
Nobody needs you
No,
for the whole.
I'm not that guy. What I'm
Nobody
saying
needs
is
you for
maybe
the
he was
whole
in
year,
mind
just a
for me to
season,
learn
right?
a lesson, right?
Yeah.
And maybe I'm a better man, right? That's what I'm saying. Maybe I'm a better man for it. He may be too. I have no idea.
That's
right?
what you hope.
Compassion has been weaponized. I watch people give from guilt instead of their heart. I don't think that's what we want. No, and this
I
is
agree.
why I hate all the holidays, right? I hate Christmas.
Forced,
I understand the reason for Christmas. I absolutely hate Christmas. Everyone's like, "Oh, you're bah humbug." I'm like, no, because now you're my friend in December because you want a gift, and if I give you a gift,
Right.
you know, if you give me a gift out of the goodness of your quote unquote heart, weaponizing, correct?
First thing is,
and
I
then
didn't get you
don't
anything.
reciprocate with a gift,
Right.
then you're like, that fucker. Did
Right.
you see what I gave? I gave him a fucking wax candle that cost $25, and he didn't give me shit. Right. So that's you know, and people are like, bah humbug, right? And I'm like, yeah, no. Listen, you want to talk about the birth of Christ all day long, which really didn't happen in December anyway. But anyway, that's a whole different story. We talk about the birth of Christ all day long.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we don't. The timing might be off.
Right. So the bottom line is, I don't think you choose. Your friends are not family you choose, because we can wake up not friends. I cannot wake up not a brother, not a son, right? Not a dad.
So okay. So
Right.
what would your statement be based on what we have there? Okay, with as far as friends being family, because I consider you my family. You are not my blood, but you are my family. I choose to involve you in my life, or to have you in my life for whatever reason or whatever season it may be. So how would you say
then it's
what I'm trying to get
relationships.
across?
So
The
you move family out of the way, because I'd take a bullet for you, but we're not family, right? I consider you my brother, and I use that because we can have a band of brothers, you know, teammates, whatever you want to call it, but we're not family, right? Now, would I stop the world, jump in front of a train for you? Absolutely.
To me, that's
Because I
family.
love you.
That's right, but to me, that's
Because I love
family,
you.
because you would give up part of your
Right.
life or your life for that person. I'm not your blood family, but I'm your family.
Yeah, I think I just want to say, I think what we're kind of goes to how
Are
our
we
society.
semantics here?
It kind of goes to where our society changes the meaning of words. Friends cannot be family. Family, by definition, the family has a definition. So you could have friendships that are more valuable to than any of your family members in terms of the relationship. But by definition, when we say you're like family to me, it's you're like family, and we usually mean that in a positive way. But you're not family. So it's just, I think it's just, words have meaning, and
Correct.
And like I said,
Yes, very much
can't,
so.
you can't wake up, like I like the way Deke puts it, you can't wake up tomorrow and not be family. If you're blood,
Right.
if you're
Right,
blood
you're always
family,
going to be blood.
no matter what, whether you love each other or don't talk to each other for 50 years, you are still family, period. It's just that simple. Now, what the discussion should be more about the relationships in your life, and friendships can be much stronger relationships than familiar ones. But
And you can also have a family member that's not a friend. Not all family members are friends.
No, those are
Right.
relationships.
yeah,
That's right.
That's
That's
about
that's
the
the
relationship.
relationship
Yeah.
part of it.
Mhm.
But I'm also a firm believer that again, I can't I didn't choose to have the friendship that we have, right?
I did every day.
Wake up,
Yeah, you have to.
wake up and look at the bulletin
Wake
board.
up, bro. You're
Wake-
my friend. I choose you every
wake-
time I see you.
Wake up and look at the bulletin board. And go,
And just so you know, I'm Italian now. Thank you, Drew.
I'm Italian now.
yeah,
He just said I'm Italian.
that's right. Got just that for his birthday. Just
For my
him.
birthday, Hap, I'm an Italian for my
There it
birthday.
is. There it is.
Right.
Life is a dysfunctional.
So what I'm saying is here, as we come to, and here's a good friend. Oh no, that's your dad.
That's my dad.
Yeah,
But he is my friend.
he can't wake up not your dad, right?
Right. He can't wake up
Right.
not my dad, but he could wake up not my friend.
Words have connotation, and family has a positive one. Not always true. Follow your mental health is what I advocate. Great show.
Yeah, I just shade up to that point. We're not
But
saying
that was-
that
that was
family is
shade.
either
was
good or
shade.
bad. Your family relationship could be good or bad, but you're just family, period. If you're
Yeah.
either family or you're not, it's not a good or bad in this case. It's just your family. And you may never talk to each other.
Very interesting topic today with a lot of different views. There was a great deal of Calvinism used. to
Calvinism. I got to look that one up because
Yeah,
I
he's
know it's
talking about the
I know it's probably
predestination
drilled into my
stuff,
head.
address. I prefer Hobbes, but whatever.
Calvin and Hobbes?
That's the movie.
Right.
Oh man, we're here at the end of the hour. Holy cow!
Right now, listen.
Good combo.
I love Scott, and it's his birthday yesterday, so it's his birthday week. I absolutely love him like a brother. I mean, our relationship is strong, and the reason is, and what a lot of you people don't know, this is a lot of our conversation throughout the week too,
Mhm.
right? We're never afraid to dig deep, right? Sometimes we'll irritate Drew a little bit, and he'll choose not to partake.
You notice I'm not here every
Although
week.
Kent and I will always partake because
Right.
we love just abusing each other in a
Right.
good manner, right?
Well,
Because
yeah,
like
it's
I say,
sparring
so-
partners,
right? Like
Yeah.
I say all the time, I know I'm not right, but I love a lot of times I know I'm not. But when I look at all the views that you
Yeah.
give me and all the people, thank you guys for tuning in. We love you,
Yeah,
love you. But
absolutely.
you guys make me look at shit differently. I'm a changed individual from what I was.
Yeah, you
Yesterday-
were a much better person. before this.
But I mean, it's
Yeah.
I'm going to call you guys my family. It's my family has
Yeah.
helped grow and change. So
Happy birthday to you, son, and to your mom.
yeah, mom's birthday's tomorrow. I'm
Hey, happy
yesterday.
birthday, mom.
Yeah, mom's
Happy
on the
birthday,
4th
Mom.
and dad's on the 28th.
Boy,
So
Nice.
my niece, I can't remember her birthday.
Busy
So
time.
November's packed for the Giles
that
family.
is
No doubt.
good.
Family.
Tell
Blood.
you what? Why don't you guys get together on the third Thursday of the month and just give Thanksgiving for all of the
We could do
birthdays.
that. It could be
idea.
our birthday party. All right.
Make it a national.
Well,
holiday.
guys, thanks for tuning in today. We really appreciate y'all getting in. Don, great to see you.
to
Always
see you
love
guys.
having you on camera there.
Yes.
What we always strive for out here with the grounds is just to bring a different perspective, get everyone to talk about the issues in life that really perplex you, right? Not
And-
just the good pleasantries. What are you staring
I
at?
don't know. Tune into Netflix. or
Turn in the
something.
Netflix. But
Um,
we appreciate you guys. Have a great weekend.
Listen, go out to kinmcl.org, kinmcl.org. Go click on the Get Your Ticket and then view auction items. Kids in Need is having their fundraiser.
Tomorrow night or
They're
tonight.
wanting to build the shorts tonight. 21/6 is blessed to be able to be there, be part of it as the MC. But there's some great online auction items there,
Lot of
and
good
it
stuff.
is going to a fantastic cause. Go online, make your bids. If you can't be at the gala, they're sold out, but you can bid anywhere around the world, and your items will be delivered to you. So thanks so much. Come back for Innovative Strategies at about 10:30-ish. Yeah.
Love you guys. Thank you. Have a great day.
I read the news today, a two-bit expose of the same old story that I heard yesterday. Yeah, it goes the headlines, man. They all just go to plan. They're framed and fixed and rigged. You know they're all just spam. So buckle down, plug right in, and cross this way under your Yes,